All right. Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I want to thank each one of you for taking time to join this webinar about FE Civil Exam. And I also want to thank Bhavanam's C2C team for the incredible work they're doing to support students in the civil engineering and construction management community. So before we begin, I just want to take a moment to talk about the inclement weather many of us are experiencing right now. So I know it's been very cold, windy, and difficult in some places. Please make sure you're staying safe, staying warm, and taking good care of yourself. Your health always comes first, whether it's preparing for the FE exam or anything else. So also please avoid unnecessary travel if conditions are bad. Just like we prepare ourselves for tough weather, we also prepare ourselves for tough exams like FE and PE. With the right planning, both become manageable. So with that being said, let's dive into today's presentation or webinar about the FE civil exam. So this slide explains about the stuff we are going to discuss today, and I'll introduce about myself and I'll share my FE and PE journey and the purpose of this webinar, and we'll discuss the FE exam details and what are the contents that will be included in the exam and the common misconceptions about the exam or common FAQs and details about the crash course, and I'll share you some sample PPTs, and also will be open to any questions or concerns you guys might have. All right, so this is my first slide. This is a meme from the famous movie Titanic, where Jack is freezing in the ocean after the ship sinks, and Rose is lying on a floating door. Jack motivates Rose to survive even though he knows he may not. So Rose says, Jack, I'm so cold, and without the FE exam, our careers will sink. So this scene is very well known for being emotional and motivational. So give the FE exam and let your careers not sink. That's what I'm trying to convey through this meme. And then Jack says, you have to pass the FE exam, promise me. So promise me, everybody, you all have to pass the exam at some point down the line, which will make your career the best, among others. So I just want to keep this whole webinar session engaging and conversational. So please feel free to jump in if you guys have any questions or concerns while I'm going through any of the topics throughout the session. So coming to myself, I just want to introduce about myself before I jump into the next few topics or slides. Myself, I'm Vineeth. I'm an associate engineer working in the States for the last couple of years. I went to school at ASU, got my master's degree in construction management and technology, and a bachelor's degree in civil engineering from NIT Warangal back in India. I've experience working with both the contractor side as well as the engineering side in the States. So I cleared my FA civil exam when I was in my third semester at ASU. I wasn't actively applying for jobs. So with just one semester left, I realized I needed to secure a full-time job before I get out of school. So I decided to prepare for my FE exam seriously. And starting in late November or early December in 2023, I committed to studying 6 to 8 hours a day for an entire month during the Christmas break. By January 2024, it's been 2 years already. So I sat for the exam and then passed the exam. Shortly before that, or scheduling the exam, I had a casual conversation with one of the company's vice presidents, the big dogs, who told me that FE exam provides a real edge in the job market. That's when I came to know about FE exam or know that something like FE exists. Before that, I just had one, and then I started researching about the exam, and I only have one senior from ASU did it among my connections or networks. So I used to talk to him and start studying about the exam. And then just 6 weeks later, after passing the exam, so that guy I talked to at the company offered me an internship. So from there, it's been so easy. I didn't have to look back. I just applied. I applied for a lot of jobs though for my full-time job search, and I received multiple offers and ultimately choose to join the company I felt like. had a lot of scope to grow myself professionally and personally because they are big and pretty much into every discipline. So the key takeaway here, passing the FE exam opens the doors, obviously, but you still have to be proactive in applying for opportunities. It doesn't come to your doorstep if you pass the exam. It just opens the doors and you need to go look, chase, and get it. So I cleared my PE exam like 8 or 9 months ago in June 2025. So I cleared both my FE exam and PE exam on the very first attempts. So, in my opinion, based on my experience with these two exams so far, I feel both the exams are neither too easy nor too tough, but they do require consistency and discipline throughout your journey. If you put in that effort, you will definitely pass the exams. So, yeah, passing the FE helped me get an intern, and then that helped me get a full time job. That's how it worked in myself or in my journey so far. So coming to the next slide, which explains about why FE and PE matters. I'm sure most of you already know about it. The FE Civil or Fundamentals of Engineering is the first step towards becoming a licensed professional engineer in the United States. So passing the FE exam earns you the title of EIT, Engineering and Training, meaning if you pass the exam and you need to apply or go through the licensure procedure with different states based on their requirements and conditions. And then if you meet all those expectations or requirements that the board has, then you'll be entitled with the EIT certification, which is engineer in training. So if you pass the FE, you'll be having the title EIT once you go through all of the license procedures. And eventually, if you pass the PE exam, it earns you the PE designation, which is the professional engineer designation after you meet certain years of experience, depending upon different state boards. So, why this is important? So, I have 4 bullet points on my slide here, which says legal authority and responsibility. So, what I mean by that is only a PE can approve engineering drawings for public works. Let's say if a city or a county in the United States has some work to do, then you need to have somebody like a PE to approve the engineering drawings before it goes to the bid phase. So only the PE can approve the engineering drawings for public works. Even for the private sector work, you need a PE in order to have the drawing approved before it goes into the construction. And it gives you credibility and career mobility, meaning employers and clients view the PE license as a mark of competence. So they see you as somebody who has some capable or a caliber to perform the job done. And then you'll be having a competitive advantage among the others. So your resume definitely or immediately stands out among the other people. You could imagine the number of students graduating every year or every semester out of the college. In order to beat that competition and stay ahead of them, you need to have a solid resume or solid certifications like FE exam or PE. If you have those, you will definitely be standing out among all of the other students, which increases the chances of securing a job which you like. And then expanded career paths. So your career could grow exponentially if you have PE license, and you could be a project manager, a senior engineer, or you can even start your own engineering firm if you have a PE license. You can do your own work. You can sell your drawings. You can stamp the drawings, make it constructible, and but you should know what you're doing. So that's the main thing behind stamping the drawings, because you will be responsible for whatever happens or whatever, like any hazard happens down the line. So you will be responsible for it. So you need to know what you're doing and you need to know what you're stamping before you do that. So if you want any of these advantages that we discussed so far, becoming a PE is essential. And that journey begins by clearing your FE exam at the first step. So That's the reason why FE or PE matters to every one of us sitting in the meeting here. Coming to the FE exam details. So this is just the link to the NCES actual website that provides you an exam guide, like a PDF document, like 15, 20 pages, which tells you each and everything about the exam. So obviously FE is fundamentals of engineering, and it's a first step towards PE license. It will be conducted by NCES, which is National Council of Examiners for Engineering and Surveying. That's an organization that conducts both the FE exam and PE exam. They just conduct the exam once, but after that, you also need to verify your education and then meet the required experience or required years of experience in order to actually acquire the PE license, depending upon, and that depends upon different state boards. Different state boards have different rules, different years of experience that you need to have, and some states do deduct like 1 years of experience if you have a master's degree. So you need to go dig deep into the website, go into the state board, inquire them about the years of experience you require, and provide whatever they require, and then you'll be awarded with the license. So it's a computer-based test. We all know that. And registering for your exam, the first step is creating a NCEES account. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to create an account. You just need to create an account and then register for the exam, then pay for the exam. It costs you $225 to give the FE exam. Once you're approved to test, you'll be having a confirmation email that will be sent through Pearson VUE, which is like an organization that conducts all the NCES exams. And once you pay that amount, $225, you have 12 months to take your exam. And then if you desire to reschedule or cancel any of the appointments, then the cost is $50. And it should be done like 48 hours prior to the scheduled date and time. So if you do it like 24 hours before it, then all your $225 is gone basically. So in order to schedule or reschedule or cancellation, you just need to do that like 48 hours prior to the scheduled date and time. But still, they'll charge you $50. It's 225 minus 50. You'll save that amount at least. So that's the process to register for the exam. And then NCES exams are offered in testing windows. So basically, they call it January to March is called as a testing window, and then April to June is one testing window. July to September is another testing window. October to December as another testing window. So they have 4 testing windows in any year. And the NCES policy states examinees may attempt a particular exam one time per testing window. Means you're allowed to give your exam. Let's say if you're taking January to March, that's one testing window. Let's say if you have given your exam in February and you have passed it, then that's well and good. If you failed it, then you're not allowed to schedule again in March. You can only do that in each testing window, and you're allowed to not take it like more than 3 times during any 12-month period. If you have failed in February, you're only allowed to take it in between April to June, not in March. So that's what the NCES policy states. And you have all of these information in detail in the NCES website. You could always go back and see what are the requirements and the policy states. And you could always reach out to them through email or call. They're always available to answer your questions. And so the result is just pass or fail. It doesn't tell you how much score you got. If you're failed, you get a detailed diagnostic report that will be shared with you by NCS after the result. So that way you know how many marks you got in each of the topics and what is the average that everybody got. So that way you'll be able to evaluate yourself and do better in the next attempt. But if you pass the exam, it's just pass. That's just the notification that gets from the NCES. You can always go and check into the website, open your account and log it in, and then check in your result whenever the day comes in. But if you pass the exam, they don't provide you anything. It's just pass. And if you fail the exam, they provide you with the detailed diagnostic report, they call it. That will be shared with you by NCES after the exam result. This is just the colorful representation of what we discussed so far. It is a registration of exam through NCES and then paying the exam fee, $225, getting an authorization from NCES, and then schedule at Pearson VUE test centers. So that's all it is. And then preparing for exam day at the test center. So many of us will have a questions like what are the items that are allowed to the testing room and what will be allowed and what not are allowed and all those stuff. So it's always good to know what are the items that are allowed to the exam and what are not. So the ID used during the admission process. So in order to make you admit into the test center, they will ask you like a proof of ID, which is provided by the government entity in the United States, or your passport, or your like in the country you were born. So either of those identities will be used in order to admit you to the test center. So you need to have, so that ID will be, you can keep that ID with you during the whole process of exam. And then you'll be allowed to use the calculator without the cover. So basically, but that should be one of those mentioned in the NCES calculator policy. We'll see what that NCES calculator policy is shortly. And then key to your test center locker. So basically, they'll have lockers in the test center to put any of the items that you get during the exam. You can put it in there and then you can lock it and you can take that key with you during the whole process of the exam. And then they'll NCES or Pearson VUE will be providing you guys with the reusable booklets and markers will be supplied. So basically they're just reusable. You can just write and then just wipe it off and then reuse it. So it's just basically a book with endless papers. And then they'll allow you to take your eyeglasses with you without the case. So they'll allow any sort of eyeglasses. And light sweater or light non-outwear jacket will be allowed. They'll allow hoodies and stuff, but they'll do a thorough check before they admit you to the actual test center. So that's all of the items that are allowed during the exam. And so coming to the exam, coming to the calculator policy. So NCES website provides this calculator policy document or a tab which shows like what are the different models of calculators that will be allowed to the exam and can be with you during the whole process of exam. So we have Casio's FX115 and FX991 models. If you have that model name on your calculator, then that will be allowed to your exam without any trouble. And then if you have HP33s and HP35 models are also allowed to the exam. And then if you're talking about Texas Instruments, then TI-30X and TI-36X models are also allowed during the exam, and you can use it throughout the exam. So that's the best part about FE exam. You'll have your calculators with you during the time of the exam, so you can use it whenever you want and save a lot of time. So coming to the exam content, most questions on the exam are in traditional multiple choice format with a single correct answer. But however, FE exam also uses common alternative type questions, such as multiple correct options. So basically, you'll be having multiple choices to be correct. And then point and click, you just need to select it, and drag and drop type. Those are pretty easy to understand once you look into the exam. Fill in the blanks type questions, well, where you would be providing a space for examinees to enter a numerical response to the question. So basically, you're just typing in the numerical value in the given fill in the blank. So these are the different types of questions or question types that you'll see in the exam. And then there is no negative marking, so you could answer all the questions that are given in the exam. And then you'll be provided with the digital latest handbook during the exam. So you can, so basically the screen will be like split it into two, where you'll be having the handbook on one side and then the exam content on the other side, or the exam tab on the other side. So you can use control F function, which is used like a search function where you could search for some keywords in the question. So that way it directs you to wherever that formula is in the handbook. So that's like a really good resource that you could use during the exam. And it's super handy. If you don't know anything about the question, just read the question thoroughly and try to write down the keywords and put it into your control or the search bar in the handbook, and then look into the formulas or the sentences that include that particular keyword. So basically, that helps you at least get an idea what they are asking, and you might be able to solve that question with that keyword. So chasing or looking for the keyword is also an important thing. So sometimes what you thought might not be a keyword. So always make sure to double check if you can't find one thing with just one keyword. Try another keyword given in the question. So that way you might be able to find the formula related to that particular question. All right, now let's look into the FE exam details. So how many questions are there and what is the actual time? So there are 110 questions that will be given in the exam, and the total appointment time is 5 hours 55 minutes, which is approximately 6 hours of exam. And then you need to sign a non-disclosure agreement, which takes 2 minutes, and then they'll play a video or tutorial like how to answer the questions during the actual exam. That would take you 8 minutes. It's basically like a navigation tool, like beforehand, like before you sit in the actual exam, you just be played like a tutorial in front of your computer where you can try different things like selecting the question, answering it, and how to submit the exam, and blah blah blah, all the stuff. But the actual exam time is 5 hours 20 minutes, which is approximately 2 minutes 54 seconds for each single question. So you don't need to waste much time on each single question. Always remember, if it is difficult for you, it is difficult for everybody. So don't waste much time on each single question. Just go through each and every question. So if you see some theory based questions, you could save, you don't need 2 minutes 54 seconds to answer a theory based question. You can just solve or answer it in just 1 minute. So you could save that 1 minute 54 seconds of time on that theory based questions. So you could use that to solve another question. Like in ethics, you don't need 2 minutes 54 seconds to answer each and every question. You can answer in 1 minute. So you could save that extra 2 minutes on those topics and then utilize those extra time in solving other topics questions. And also you could use that time if you're like done with the exam, you could always use the time to go back and check your solutions. There might be chances of making small errors and mistakes. And you'll be having a scheduled break in between the exam, which includes 25 minutes. So you can take that break, go back, like go out, or basically it's just 25 minutes. So we don't recommend going out, but you could always go like into the lobby and open your locker and eat some stuff if you get anything. And obviously, it's a computer based testing again. So that's all about the FE exam. And then, so who should consider a prep course? So busy working professionals, or students weak in fundamentals, or those who failed already, should look into an option of choosing a prep course so that it makes easy for them to study again. And then those shorter time. So basically, where everybody just wants to give as soon as possible and to grab those internship opportunities or full-time opportunities before you graduate out of school. So you all should consider like taking a prep course if you're a working professional, or students weak in fundamentals, or those who failed once already, like those who are short on time and just wanted to give the exam as soon as possible. So you all should consider prep course for that reason. And if you wanted to do a self study, and if you're really good enough, then you can always do a self study to clear the exam. It's not too tough. If but all it takes is really good motivation and determination, that you need to sit every day, study about the topic, solve each and every question that is related to the topic. Not only a single question, you need to solve like multiple questions on each topic. So that way you'll be confident during the actual exam. And then on the right hand side, I have a self study versus prep course. Like a so how does it benefit if you take a prep course? So basically, we provide you a structured study plan. We give you a clear roadmap, so no confusion about what to study and when to study. Basically, it saves time and reduces stress in everybody. So instead of guessing what to study, you follow a proven plan. That's what I figured when I was preparing for my exam. I spent nearly 15 days understanding the syllabus. Even if start studying, I would feel like, am I on the right path or am I doing the right practice questions? So, for those reasons, I feel like prep course will really help you guys. So, when you do a prep course and solve all the questions and give some mock tests before the actual exam, once you sit in the exam, if you see a couple of questions on the actual exam, you will definitely feel confident and much more happy and confident because, and you'll feel positive because
Is
whatever the
prep
question.
course different from crash course?
No, I'm just talking as a whole, not only this prep course. So we have crash course as well as live course. We'll talk about that shortly here, and I'll
All
tell
right.
you what is the actual difference between those two. So taking any prep course, not only this one, whether it be crash course or live course or any other prep course that is offered by some other companies here in the industry. So it helps you because when you solve a couple of questions on that particular topic and you see the questions in the actual exam that is related to the questions you solve, then you feel highly confident and positive. That helps you do better in like rest of the questions. So you'll be having an expert guidance was already given the exam. So courses are designed by experienced instructors. We have instructors who passed FE exam, and we have one instructor from India who did his studies from an IIT. He has extensive experience in teaching. So he's a gate rank holder now working as a central government employee back in India. So he knows what he's teaching, and he's a greatest asset for Boundance. And we have multiple other instructors who are in the United States and cleared this FE exam. And myself, I've cleared my FE as well as PE. So we have some good experienced instructors. We explain different topics in simple ways so that you guys can understand it better. And we share shortcuts or tricks and exam focused strategies, and we share some cheat sheets after these sessions and discuss about tricks to use while solving the actual questions. And we'll also teach you how to use the calculator effectively whenever you can. Like using calculator helps you like save a lot of time during the exam. So basically you learn what actually matters for the exam. But so that's what a prep course would definitely help you guys. And then you'll have access to the quality study material, of course. You'll have lots of practice problems, and mock tests will be provided to you guys. So you have everything in one place, so you don't need to search everywhere, like what to study, what to do, and where are the practice questions and where are the mock tests. You'll have recorded lectures. So basically, it is everything in one place. So it makes our job a lot easier to focus on the exam. And then you'll have real time practice exams like time tests and CBT, computer based style questions. So you'll get used to the actual exam environment before even you go to the exam. So another thing is regular schedule. So we have these classes going on. I'll discuss about the crash course and then the live course. So these courses keeps you consistent even on lazy days. Like once you see that links, it might push you like to attend the session, learn something on that particular day. So that basically pushes you to learn. And basically the first faster learning and then fewer mistakes. So you'll obviously learn from others mistakes, and we try to tell you wherein cs tries to trick us because we already given the exam, and We help you guys avoid those common mistakes that a normal student does out of those NCES tricks. So we provide support system not only with your exam preparation, but also regarding your career related queries or concerns. We're always there for you. The management will support, and that will be there whenever if you guys need anything. And you're not preparing alone. We have WhatsApp groups once you enroll the courses so everybody can discuss and learn from each other and share the knowledge. And then also a few other exam day strategies that I just wanted to discuss and that came through my mind throughout this session that I was going through. So practicing the full length test before the exam day will definitely help you guys on the actual exam. So you'll be habituated to give like the full length exams, like to sit for 6 hours is not an easy task. Like for PE, you need to sit for 8 hours or 9 hours. It's not an easy task to sit for 8 hours on a on a stretch, and then stay focused all the time because every question is important to us. You need to read every question thoroughly and answer it. So you need to be really focused. So please try to give the mock tests before the actual exam. And then it's not just giving the exam, track the number of silly mistakes, count the score you got after each and every exam, and see what are the mistakes you make and aim to reduce those errors in the next exam. So, especially the unit conversions are one of the most important things in NCES. So, NCES tries to trick students with the unit conversions most of the time. We just see something and then select an option, but that won't be correct because they're asking or looking for some unit conversions in the question. So if you see any question that's a like just plug and check type easy question, just using the formula and then putting the numbers in and then putting into the calculator, getting the answer, that's where NCES tries to trick us with the unit conversions. The question might be in meters and the options will be in inches or feet. So it's not just in meters, you just need to select the answer. But you will have that meters answer in the one of the options as well. So you should make sure yourself before answering the or before selecting the option that whether you consider that unit conversion that the NC is looking in the question. So please try to reduce those errors. Like once you give an exam, try to evaluate yourself and see and try not to make those similar mistakes in the next exam. So that can give you an extra 5 to 6 correct answers, which could be the difference between passing and failing. Like I always say to the students or to my friends or everybody who is trying to give the exam, like when I was first giving my first mock test, I did like 15 to 20 silly mistakes. It's just like doing something because of recklessness. You see 20 in the question and you write 15 in the paper. I don't know why, but we are humans. We make that type of mistakes. But you'll eventually learn like what are the mistakes you're doing if you give the mock test. So I've given 15 to 20 errors in the first exam. And then once I have given my second exam, it got reduced to 10. And then it got reduced further. So if you give more and more mock tests, and if you try to reduce those errors and be attentive all the time and be focused whenever you're reading a question, writing some stuff, inputting into the calculator is also important. You might write 20 in the booklet that is given. And when you input in the calculator, there is high chances that we might just end up doing 22. So please be focused during the whole exam duration. And please try to reduce those type of errors. And then coming to the webinars, we have, or coming to our courses, we are offering the live crash course. This is the first time we are offering the crash course, but we have successfully completed 6 live courses before with Bhavanams. We have completed 6 batches already. We are going to start 7th live batch. And so we are starting the crash course for the first time. So when I say crash course, we'll cover the concepts that are in the handbook extensively, and we'll try to solve a question on each and every formula that is included in the handbook. But when you do the live course, so crash course versus live course, there's two different things. Crash course is just for 1 month, and then the actual live course is a full length, it's a 3 months course. And in the crash course, we will be focusing on teaching the students about the formulae, a little bit background about the formulae, and then a question on that particular formulae. So that's what we cover in the crash course. And you'll have the practice questions to practice and mock tests to give after the sessions. But in the actual lengthy live course, which is 3 months, we try to go a little bit background in detail about the formulae, and then we discuss some of the theory based topics as well. And then we will try to solve at least like more than one question on each topic. We'll try to solve two or three on some difficult topics, but we will be just solving one question on the crash course mostly because of the time constraint. And given the price, it's just $75 for the crash course, and it is $350 for the live course. So that's where we make difference between the crash course and the live course. So both of those are helpful if you're running out of time, and maybe if you attended some other live sessions already, and if you just wanted to revise yourself, like get a quick glance of what you studied so far, it is the best thing to go or enroll for. So within just 1 month, we cover each and every topic in the handbook that is useful for the exam. So during the exam, you'll see like 70 to 80% of the questions directly from the handbook. But there's just 20% of the questions that will be out of the handbook that NCES expects that every engineer who is giving the exam should know. So that's the reason why they don't have those 20% of the topics included in the handbook. So that's the only difference between the crash course and the prep course. And then to get enrolled for the crash course, it's $75 and $350 for the actual live course, which is 3 months. And then we have like lots of students who have cleared the exam. Here are a few students who cleared FE exam through the Bhavanam C2C courses or content or the support we provided in the recent times. And these are just a few among all other students who passed. So these are just a few. And then before I jump into the common FAQs, does anybody have any questions regarding FE or all of those stuff? Or if you want me to just go through this common FAQs first, I can do that. And then we'll be open to questions. So if you have any questions regarding the courses we provide or actual FE exam or the NCES, you're more than welcome to ask those
So,
questions.
I have a question. So, will I get any kind of practice like practice materials for like crash courses?
Yeah, you'll be getting the practice questions as well.
And one more
Yep.
thing, you mentioned like that NCC and like the FE exam like have like four set of questions like for every year.
For set of questions or for
No,
testing windows?
testing windows. So like
Yeah.
is in every testing windows like the question is always same like because like if one of my friend take the exam and the same month
Mhm.
if I go to take the exam, so the question will be same or it's different?
I think it differs. So
But
if you guys, yeah, just go ahead.
yeah, so you mentioned that like in every like uh, testing window like the question will be remain same so that I cannot take the exam. So like is it like
No,
fixed
no,
question for?
no. It doesn't mean if you're giving the exam in January or in March, the question will be same. It will be different. If I give the exam today, which is January 24th, it will be different. And if I give the exam tomorrow, let's say my friend gives an exam tomorrow, he won't be seeing the same question that I have seen today. He'll see a complete different question. So every day, NCS has different questions that are framed. So every day you'll see different questions. So they will do the scoring in a different format that they call it as statistical method. So which basically is it's like JEE or IAT or exams. Basically, they'll just take the number of people that have given the exam on that particular day, on that particular session, and see what is the highest mark. And they'll set the average mark based upon the difficulty on that particular day. And you need to be above that specified average on that particular day. So NCS doesn't provide anything anywhere officially that you need to get so and so mark in order to pass the exam. The total exam is contains 110 questions. But if
So
you
can I have
pass,
one question, sir?
say it again.
Yes. So as you are saying that how many people are writing on that day, specific day, so cutout will be given on that day, right? Like if
Yeah, every day the
yeah.
cutoff might be different depending upon the
Okay. So
difficulty.
according to your observation, what will be the best score to be scored in the FE so that like out of 110 questions, how should I
Yeah.
can be answered correctly, like 70, 80, or 60 like that, according to your observation?
Yeah, so basically, when I was preparing for my exam, I would try to hit at least 80 to 85 in the mock test exams. And then during the actual exam, it might differ because some days it might be difficult than what you studied, and some days
Yes,
it
sir.
might be easy than what you studied. So I would say somewhere around 70 is good enough, but to be on the safer
70 to
side,
85, yeah. As you
yeah,
say, like
75.
80 is the basic safer side, right?
Yeah, yeah. If you get
Okay,
like
so
80
do you guys
marks out of,
provide any mocks like that?
yeah, you'll be knowing
Or
if
like,
if you give the mock test, you'll be knowing how many answers you were correct, and you'll see solutions for what are wrong.
no, no, what I'm saying, like, do you guys provide any mocks like with this $75 in this?
Mock test, yeah.
Okay, okay. How many mocks tests you guys will provide?
Usually for the live session, I think it's three. I'm not sure, but
Mhm.
I'll just need to talk to somebody from the management.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. And you could always reach out to the number that is given here so that they might be able to tell you how many mock tests they'll provide during the exam.
And actually, I have a question.
Yep.
Here, I'm with a master's degree from India. So I didn't do any masters here. So there in the website, it's mentioned as we have to like check with the boards. So is it
Yeah.
like after application, like after I take the exam, I have to check with the board, or before I have to send all my certificates through mail and check, because I have already done my WES. So and it shows like I'm already eligible.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm
So
just yeah.
so you can do the verification later after the exam. So that's what I have here in the FAQs. So in my case, personally, I have done it after the exam. So I was in a hurry to give the exam first and get that certification. So I just enrolled for the exam because it let me do it. So I was in Arizona when I prepared for the exam, and I was in school at that time. And I enrolled the exam through Michigan board because it was easy to enroll for the exam. It was just simple. So I just chose that for that reason. There's no big reason behind anything other than that. So I enrolled through Michigan board and then gave the exam in Arizona and
Okay.
then passed the exam. And then in order to get the license, so in order to get the EIT license, different state
Okay.
boards have different requirements. So Texas had a requirement like you need to provide all the transcripts and you need to have your education verified before you
Yes.
get the apply for the license. But Maryland is a different state that
Mhm.
just does it online. Like if you have your exam passed, then it issues you a EIT license. So I looked into different states and I found Maryland to be easy even to get the EIT license. So you can give your register the
Yeah.
exam through any board. You can give the exam
Okay.
anywhere in the states and you can earn your
Okay.
license through any state. So
Oh.
that's how
Okay.
it works. So it is
And
super flexible to do that.
okay. And one more question: is it like which board will be the very easier?
Like for the questions or
Yeah, for the questions.
it will be same. Even if you
Okay.
register from Michigan board or Texas board and given the exam on the same day, you'll see the same difficulty on that day. So it doesn't
Oh,
matter if you give if you register from the Michigan board or if you register it from the Texas or some other state, it will be the same. The difficulty of the questions will be the same, but the process of enrolling might be different. So that's what it
okay.
is.
Okay, but this certificate will be considered all over US, right? Like, or I should
Yes.
get a job only in that particular area. Is there anything like that? Like,
So actually it differs again because some companies doesn't even care about EIT license. If you clear your exam, then that's what they need because they don't do anything with the EIT license. Most of the companies, they just wanted to know if you are competent enough and if you know the basics of civil engineering and
okay,
if you're capable of understanding what they're trying to teach you. So some of the companies don't even care about EIT. They just hire you if you have your FE exam. And some companies or some city jobs or county jobs, they might ask you to get EIT license in that particular state. So if you
okay,
apply for a Texas city job, city of San Antonio or something like that, and they might ask you put a line in the job description saying you need to have a EIT license acquired in Texas state. That's when you need to apply for Texas license and get all the fee that is required to pay and get all the requirements satisfied. That's when you earn the certificate and then you'll apply for the job.
okay.
So
Thank you. Yeah,
yeah, that's how it works.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Vineeth. So
Yep.
what if we get done with the exam and if you want to have multiple states certifications, can we acquire like that?
Yeah, you can do that. So I applied, so I got my FE exam cleared and then I applied to Maryland because I just need my EIT license. So I just applied it through Maryland and then I started applying for the Texas. If I am ready to pay and if I am able to satisfy all those requirements, you can definitely apply to 50 states. If you satisfy the requirements, you will be EIT in 50 states. Similarly, even for the PE exam, some states have different requirements. Like every state has their own requirements, conditions, and everything. So some states say you need 3 years of experience working under a professional engineer so that you can get a PE license. So, but some states say you need 5 years of experience no matter what. And some states exclude 1 year from your experience if you have a master's degree or PhD degree. So, if you, as far as if you are able to meet all of the conditions or requirements from that particular state board, you will be eligible to get a PE license or EIT license in that particular state. So, a person can have PE license in 35 or 50 states. If he is able to satisfy all of their requirements and do all the paperwork, he'll be able to perform engineering in all the 50 states if he has a PE license. So,
Thank you, Vineeth.
yeah,
And
you are
following
eligible
question
to.
to that, do
Yep.
we have any timeline? Hey, you you are done with your exam, let's say this year,
Hmm.
and if you want to apply to the other states in terms of
For license?
certification, is there
Yeah.
any timeline we have to
No,
check on that?
no, no.
Okay.
You can just do it on the next day, or maybe after a year, or maybe after 3 years. You can do whenever you want.
Oh, thank you.
Like
I want.
let's say, yeah.
I have a question. It's just a matter of your opinion.
Mhm.
In your opinion, which state is the more easier for qualify a foreign engineering to take the the fundamental examination?
Like to register for the exam, which state is easy, you're saying?
Yeah, the less requirement for a foreign engineering.
Just for registering the exam or get the certification or
No, just for qualify for take the fundamental exam.
oh, for the exam? Yeah, most of the states, you don't need to provide anything before you take the exam. So yeah, you can choose from Michigan board, you can choose from Arizona, you can choose from Texas, whichever you want. It is the same. I think it's every state has easy to register for the exam. The only thing where it differs is when you actually apply for the license, like EIT
Yeah, and when
license.
you get when you want to get the PE, that's another $20.
Oh, P.
Yeah, when you want to, after you pass the fundamental exam and
Yeah,
you do the in training, after that when you want to get the PE, the professional exam, that's
yeah,
different.
yeah. That's different. Yeah,
Yeah.
once you give your FE, if you want, you can apply for EIT license. If not, you can just leave it and then start studying. You can register for PE exam after you clear your FE exam. You doesn't need to wait until you get the experience. You can just apply for the exam right away. That's what I did. So I just applied for my FE exam, cleared the exam, and then got the EIT license for namesake. Nobody asked for me, but I just got it just to have it. And then I studied for my PE exam before even meeting the experience that is required, like in different states. And then I scheduled it. I cleared my exam, and I'm just working on my experience right now. Once I clear that experience, like 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, whichever is like depending upon different states, I can apply for the PE license. And that's another story. Like you need to enroll for the PE exam again. It costs you like $300 or $400. And then once you clear that, every state has a different fee in order to get a license and different requirements to get a license.
And also I want to ask you, you
Yeah.
can apply for the fundamental exam, for example, in Michigan, and then for the professional exam after you pass the fundamental exam,
Yes.
obviously, and you do the in training. You will apply then later for the professional exam at another state, for example, in Texas.
Yeah, you can do that. That's what I did. So I enrolled from FE exam from Michigan State. I've given the exam in Arizona and then got the EIT license from Maryland and then registered for my PE exam from Oklahoma. So I have 4 different states for each different process. So they're highly flexible. You can do whatever you want. Like you can apply wherever you want. Yeah,
Okay,
Vineeth,
thanks you.
Hi,
are we
Vinny.
gonna
no
go
problem.
through crash course today or straight from tomorrow?
We're going to start the crash course from February 1st, 2026, in a week. So we'll be starting in a week
Oh,
with the crash course. And then after that, within a 10 days of time frame, we'll also have the batch 7 live course, which goes for 3 months consecutively. Like they both won't conflict. Like we have the live course from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. CST Central Time, and then we run this crash course like 8:30 to 9:30 Central Time. So people can enroll whichever they want, and the tutors will also be able to do that.
how long is it? The whole month of February? Crash course?
Hello.
Yeah, yeah,
First,
yep.
we will start this course.
Yeah, we'll start the crash course first on February 1st, and then it goes for a month, maybe 30 days, 32 days, depending upon, yeah, our stuff.
Hi,
But
Vinny.
we'll try to finish it in 30 days. Yep. Hi.
All right,
Thank you for
thanks.
sharing the slides. This is quite informative.
Thank you. No problem.
Before that, I have my exam scheduled for Feb 10th, and I don't
Okay.
have quite a lot of time. So I would like to know if you would provide any material instead of me waiting for the course to start.
Like just when you say material, it's just the tests, you mean, or
Tests and the material to study, like not only the marks.
I can't
Like,
answer
let
that
me go
question
for a
at this point.
subject. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can
Uh,
go for a subject, the subject has brief points, but I can't quite get there. Like, what are the major topics to cover? And, it's a lot of stuff to cover.
yeah, I got the question, but I may not be able to answer that question. So you could always reach out to the provided number. You can just WhatsApp them anytime or send an email. They should be able to answer your question. I'm not the
Yeah.
decision maker about that, about the payments and all this stuff. So I don't know how that works. So
Yeah. I can talk about the payments, but I want to know if you have anything like in terms of material, like in a different topics or a different subjects.
I just
So
need to
basically,
know if you have the material, and then I can talk about the payments and rest of it with the people.
yeah. So basically, if you enroll for crash course or live course, we will be providing like students with all the PPTs that we discuss during the sessions with the PPTs and then solutions, and then you have practice questions to practice, obviously, and then mock tests to solve. So that's what the content we basically provide to the students who enroll for the exam. So yeah, we share the PPTs with solutions as well.
Got it. Thank you. I'm gonna all read them.
Yep, no problem. Does anybody have any questions?
Hi, Vineeth. I had
Hi.
one question for you.
Yep.
Hi, thanks for sharing the information regarding this fundamental engineering in US. So I just got two questions. One question that I had a bachelor's degree in civil engineering back in India, and then I got a
Okay.
master's degree in Australia. And then I've
Okay.
been working in Australia for 7 years in the construction management as a senior project manager. And then I'm willing to move back to US for a couple of years to work in there. So how
Okay.
this fundamental engineering actually works for a project manager or project engineer to execute the job, like, just monitoring the job rather than designing the things. How this FE differs, like what is the benefits that I can have?
Yeah. So basically, if let's say if you have like PE or EIT license, then whatever you speak, like whatever the words that come out of your mouth would be worth it. So when I say that, people will feel, or you have some value when you talk in a meeting or when you say something during the project execution phase or somebody else, you will definitely have some value for what you speak. And also it also helps you grow professionally, like with the career wise, like you might be like going to a next position like in sooner time than the candidate without a PE license. So it benefits you both to grow professionally, and then it helps you maintain that capability or caliber among the other people. So
Okay.
but you
So you
don't
are
actually.
authorized to,
Yeah, go ahead.
like, if you pass the fundamental engineering exam, do you have an
Yeah.
authority to sign on to the documents?
No, if you pass the FE exam, no, you won't be having it. You need to pass PE exam in order to seal, stamp any of the engineering drawings or calculations. You need to have
Yeah, okay.
PE license, not the FE.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, back in Australia, you need to have a chartered engineer. I believe it's the same process
Oh,
back in US.
okay.
So that's first one, and second one is like, is there any much people who has a fundamental engineering license, or like, sorry, pass the exam and get a what you call EID?
Yeah, EIT. T
EIT.
for Tom. Yeah.
Yeah. Is the majority of the people will have those kind of stuff when they're doing the project management or executing
Project management or
executing the project, once you win the
yeah,
job and then you start it.
yeah, sure. So even I have seen people with PE license as a project manager or project engineers actually working on field. Just try to
Uh-huh.
give it because it holds some value when you're speaking in a
Mm-hmm.
meeting. It holds the client, or sometimes the client or the owner might feel that you're competent enough, you know something that you're speaking. So they feel in that way. So I've seen, yeah, I know people who have their EIT license or you have their PE license and being in the management side as well, because that helps you, stand out among the others.
So is that weights you on keep as a priority when you are applying for a jobs as well as?
Yeah, like for the project management, I would say no, but for
Okay.
the engineering side, it's a mandatory thing. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so is the international graduates or whoever has the masters need to have to pass FE or PE exam in order to work in the engineering side, like example design and kind of stuff?
In order to walk, you said?
In order to work in design, like engineering side,
Oh,
like to design the
work
stuff.
and design. Okay.
Yeah.
No, you don't. It's not a mandatory thing, but most of the companies see if you have EIT or PE license, or if you are trying to acquire PE license down the line, then they'll definitely be more leaning towards you to hire, or they feel to hire you rather than having somebody who doesn't have his PE or EIT license. So it will be easy if you have EIT license or PE license to get a job and to get a better pay and to live a better life, I guess.
And I'm sorry, Vineeth.
Yeah, of
Sorry
course,
for the
of course.
interaction in between.
Yeah,
So
no.
can I speak for a while?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you, Vineeth. Hey, the guy who is asking regarding the Australia, he was in Australia and he is asking designing things. So I am working as a structural engineer here in USA. Okay. So I'm also preparing for the EIT and this kind of stuff. And I know much more related to design things, how this professional engineering really helps in the design side. So what I can tell you for the answer to your question, so the designing side, just think about this way. If you wanted to construct any building in the USA, that needs to sign by a professional engineer. The person who is signing this, who is become a professional engineer, the person who qualified this PE exam. If you wanted to qualify, or if you wanted to eligibility to write a PE exam, you have to write a FE exam. And this FE exam is the same kind of exam if you are from India. So there is a GATE exam in engineering, okay, in India, okay. So the same kind of GATE exam, the GATE exam will be in the third year in engineering, okay, in bachelor's. We can write in third year, okay. So in the third year, you can write it, and if you qualified it, there might be two chances. Either you can go for a MTech. So in this case also, the people who are in the bachelor's here in USA, they used to write this FE exam when they are in a final year, okay. If they qualified it, so how this company will see the people who had EIT, and the one day the company has to show that they had this many of maybe 10 professional engineers in their company. In order to get the project, they have to show some skillful people, okay. In that case, the persons who had the tag PE, that means that company had a value, like company had a more capable people, the people who qualified on paper. So those people are very strengthened to the company in that case. And also, whenever the company needs someone to sign on that particular project, so there might be a people who had the people who are working there, they have to have their PE license. So in that case, this PE license, it would definitely, it needed for the company to sign on the drawings. So for that PE exam, so you have to have a FE exam. So the company will see if you have a FE exam, and if you apply for any company, how the company will think, okay, this guy had a FE qualified, so he is eligible to write a PE exam. If he wrote a PE exam in our company while he's working in my company, so definitely I could give him a chance, or maybe upcoming projects, he might be the sign and seal authority for that particular project. So I need this guy. So that is how the people will think in the designing sector. So I hope I gave a long answer, but short and sweet. The company would prefer a EIT people mostly. Even if you don't have a EIT, they would hire you. But they can't keep you a long run. If they are thinking that if two people are applying for a company, one guy is a EIT and one guy is don't have any EIT, they would prefer EIT guy. Why? Because so the EIT guy definitely he may write the FE exam maybe upcoming years. He will become a PE, and my company would be strong profile because of him. And also he can also get he will sign on that particular project. That is how the companies will think if you wanted to hire people. So they would see EIT candidates. I'm sorry if I explained you too long. I hope I explained things how it really impacts.
No, thank you. The information really, because I'm really new, and then I'm learning this process, how actually the things works back in the USA. Yeah, thanks for sharing that information, Srinivas Reddy garu.
No problem. Does anybody have any other questions?
Hey, hi, my name is Sai.
Hey, hi.
Hey, actually, I have one small couple of questions. Like, I was working in a one company right now, so
Okay.
uh, like I don't know, like I need to clear the FE exam or not. Like, I told to them when they are hiring from me, like I can crack the exam within couple of months. So I
Okay.
I thought like it's too long for me. I can't able to catch all the things as soon as possible. Like right now in our company, one PE license, he's retiring within the couple of months. Because of he retiring, they hire me as a EIT. So they already mentioned in their company like I am the EIT qualified. Like I am not sure like if I doesn't clear the exam, so they will be terminating that company like after seeing the couple of years or what's going on. Right now I'm in the contract position. When they hired me, they told me like we can able to extend the contract position like more 1 year like that.
Okay. So what was your question? I didn't.
Uh
I wasn't
like
able.
uh like it's gonna take long time for me to clear the FE exam.
No, it
Like
won't take
is
you
there
too long.
is there any way to crack the exam short way? Like I started the preparation from last 2 weeks back only.
Okay. Like, so when you're talking about the time frame, how long you think
Yeah.
you could wait? Like 1 month or 3 months?
Like is there any way to crack the exam within the 2 months like that?
Yeah, so we have this designs crash course, which is just for 1 month. If you can't give 3 months, you can just enroll for this 1 month of prep crash course. And then it all depends upon you, basically. So I just cleared my exam in 1 month, but I have sat every day for 6 to 8 hours. So it depends. I know you can't give 6 to 8 hours because you're already working for a company. So at least you need to do or sit for focused 3 to 4 hours a day, every day, and then go through the lecture and then solve a couple of questions every day. And then you'll be able to give the exam like in 1 month or 2 months. You can give it 2 months. It all depends upon how dedicated you are and how determined you are about the exam. So if you
Yeah,
really
sure.
push your limits yourself to the extreme, sacrifice your sleep, then you would be able to pass the exam in 1 month also. But it depends upon individual to individual, like how much time you give and how well you know the fundamentals and how well you'll be able to do the math, perform the stay focused for that 6 hours and whatever the time you give. So if you're really
Uh,
focused, determined, do the right stuff, and like you can clear the exam in 1 month.
yep, got it. So one more
Yeah.
question, like after passing the FE exam, if I go back to India, like is this certificate is valid in India? Like
I don't think.
Okay. Can I answer, Vineeth?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So the thing is that's the right question actually. But one thing I can say, so this certificate, it professionally or like personally for the company's standpoint, it won't help you. Why? Because in India you can't do with the EIT. Why? Because they won't. But the one thing what I always think in this way. So if you have a EIT, just imagine you came here and you qualified the EIT exam, which is the most important exam for the civil engineers here in the USA. That defines that you certified in USA. Okay. If you went back and even if you check the company's profiles, every top company had their own branches in India. Okay, had their own branches. The people who are having many companies had their branches in India. So those people think that if you have the tag EIT, so if someone is applying in the India, if you just think you are the EIT guy who are staying in India. Someone is the other person. He don't have any EIT. He didn't came to the USA. In that case, definitely higher chances for there is a higher chances to get the job. Why? Because the company is working on a US projects and you already passed the EIT exam. They think that he had some kind of knowledge. Maybe in future, I have seen one person in my past company when I am working in India. So I worked for an American company. So what company did? So there is a one guy who is a top skilled person in that company. He got his EIT in way back. Okay, and after that, the company sent him to the USA in order to write his PE exam. Okay, in order to write his PE exam, since he already qualified in EIT in India. Why? Because in previously there is a test center in India. So it's a long back, I think 10, 15 years back. There is a test center for this FE exam in India. But now there is no test centers in India. But at the time he wrote the FE exam and he qualified that. He has a EIT. Now he is working in that company. He is almost working last 15 years. Then what they did, companies sent him to USA to write the exam, and he wrote the exam, and he went back. Now he's a PE in so and so state in USA, and now he is working in an Indian company, and he is dealing with a USA project. This is how things are working. Okay, there might be a chance, there might be a high possibility in this particular American companies. But if you went back to the India with the EIT, if you are trying to get the job in a local company, so this won't valid or this won't help. But there is many companies were having their branch in India, but still they are working for the USA projects. There you had a potential growth. I hope I answered you, right?
Yeah, I understand completely.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, actually, that's a good answer
Hey,
from
Vineeth.
Srinivas. Yeah.
Hey, Vineeth.
Yep.
I have a question for the material. So where you provide the material, like on the web, on application or on the WhatsApp group?
Yeah, we have an application.
Okay,
That's where we
thank
share
you.
all our content, like the recorded lectures and PPTs.
So you
and
provide
question
material on
banks.
when you start the class, after the class you provide the material, or maybe
Yeah,
before the class.
Yeah, after the class every day. That's how we
Okay.
normally used to share. So
Okay, thank you.
yep, no problem. So I'll quickly take some time here to share you some of the few slides that we normally
Hi, Vineeth, I have
use
a
during our
question.
session. Yep, go ahead.
So I've done my bachelor's in India in civil engineering, and right now
Okay.
I'm pursuing my master's in information technology management. Am I eligible to take the exam?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, but before enrolling for the exam, you just need to double check with the state requirements or the state boards that you're trying to give.
I can answer for this question. Yeah, you can obviously take in any state. You can easily qualify by using the ways. I am also from the same
Like,
field. Like there is no bother about that thing.
like even to get the license or just for the exam?
I don't know exactly, but like some of the
Okay.
friends have done the same field. Like they have done the
Okay.
civil engineering in India. They are completed a master's in the different field. Like a part of the civil, they have done the information technology, computer technology. They written the exam and they crack the exam also by using the ways. So they are providing the certificate also.
So we
Oh,
need to
nice.
undergo the WES process in India?
No, the WIS process will be done in the other third parties also will be done freely. So I don't know exactly. You can search in the
So, can
YouTube.
I answer for this question if you don't mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, is it okay if I talk to them in Telugu? కొంచెం
Yeah.
మంచి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్
Yeah.
చేస్తారు అందుకు సో
Yeah.
ఈ
Go ahead.
ఎగ్జామ్ కి ఇక్కడ ఎన్సిఈ అనే వెబ్సైట్ ఉంటుంది అంటే లైక్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఉంటుంది సో వెస్ మీరు చేయించుకోవాలనుకుంటే దాని నుంచి చేయించుకుంటే మీకు ఇంకా అంటే లైక్ యూనో మీకు ఇంకా ఎక్కువ వాల్యూ ఉంటుంది ఎఫ్ఏ ఎగ్జామ్ తీసుకునేప్పుడు సో చేయించుకుంటే ఆ వెబ్సైట్ నుంచే చేయించుకోండి
ఏది బ్రో మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ చేయండి ఒకసారి
ఇప్పుడు ఎఫ్ఈ ఎగ్జామ్ రాయడానికి ఒక ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఉంటుంది కదా బ్రో ఎన్ఈసిసి సంథింగ్
ఎన్ఈసిసిఏ సంథింగ్ ఉంటుందా నేను కూడా అప్లై చేస్తా ఇప్పుడు
సో
2 months
వెస్
లో ఉంది.
ఆ వెబ్సైట్ నుంచే చేస్తే అదే ఆర్గనైజేషన్ నుంచి వెస్ ఎవాల్యుయేషన్ చేయిస్తే నీ సర్టిఫికేషన్ కి ఇంకొంచెం బూస్టప్ ఉంటుంది ఎందుకంటే నేను
అంటే
ఆల్రెడీ
అది
వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడా
మనమే
వాళ్ళతో
చేస్తామా లేకుంటే ఎలా
లేదు
ఉంటారు ఆర్గనైజేషన్
వాళ్ళకి మీ డైరెక్ట్ కాంటాక్ట్ చేయొచ్చు వాళ్ళు ప్రాసెస్ చెప్తారు మనకి
ఓకే
Okay.
సో
So
వాళ్ళు
guys, I'm sorry.
నాకు
Yeah.
వాళ్ళు నాకు చెప్పిన ప్రాసెస్
Yeah. So cool. We understood the guy. Thank you so much for this response. Really thankful for that. But straightforward answer to her question. First thing, she did her masters in IT, but she had civil engineering certification from India. So to write this FE exam, the main qualification is civil engineering in bachelor's. Okay, if you had a civil engineering bachelor's, you are eligible to write this particular FE exam. But coming to the PE, okay, maybe after 5 years or 10 years, if you decided to write the PE exam, there you have to evaluate all your certificates, okay, to get the license, to prove that you had that certain degree, okay, the relevant degree. In that case, I have seen some people who are in my network where some people are asking me the same kind of questions. But so based on my experience and by my knowledge, and I have seen so many experiences as well. So what I can tell you, so you can write the FE exam now, but you have to check the state, as Vineeth told that. So you have to make sure, check the state requirements. If the state had some kind of things, definitely. If you take a Florida, okay, in Florida, you have to apply, even if you got a FE exam, so you have to apply for the Florida board. In that case, they would check your profile. Okay, then they will check that there is an accreditation program. There is some consultancies who evaluate your certificate with the American degree level, American master bachelor's level. So all what they are trying to do it here. So just try to understand this. So in America, if they are calling bachelor's engineering, okay, bachelor's in civil engineering, we may call that in India some other name, maybe bachelor's in civil engineering or civil construction management or something. Okay, in that case, they have to see that whatever the bachelor's America is offering is the same level of course in India as well. By competing that credit system, they will, if they found that, so okay, this degree and that degree is the same kind of level, they will give a green signal to you. Okay, since you had a qualified degree, accreditation kind of certificate, they will give you that certificate. But in that case, recently there is one girl came and asked me. She wrote a FE exam in Florida and she got her FE exam. She passed that, and by enrolling our course, and then after that, so she went to the Florida board and she asked what they did. She graduated from NIT college, NIT. Okay, same how Vineeth also graduated her bachelor's in NIT. So same thing she did. But what happened? If suppose if in the whatever the credit system he had, she had a 35 credits out of 40. Okay, so they matched this. The consultancy matched this, and they checked all the accreditation and everything. So they found that you are getting a 35 credits with your certificate compared to the USA. In that case, she must need to have a 40 credits. In that case, she has to go any college and she has to complete any math or science course or any course which has a 4 or like 5 credits, 5 more credits. She can enroll any course and she can get the credits. In that case, I told her, does it change it to a H4 to F1 status? So that you have to see. And we are working on her case, and we are trying to find a ways how we can help her. So this is a kind of thing. So hope you understand it. But writing FE, if you are in Texas, you can write FE by showing your bachelor's. Okay, but if you wanted to write your PE exam, you have to evaluate all your certifications. Okay, in that case, they would check if you are eligible, that's fine. Or else you have to take extra credits in order to satisfy the board. So that is a simple question. So I hope you got my answer, right?
Yeah, that's
Thank
correct,
you for
and
your answers.
that's the same thing with me. I graduated from NIT, and then I was looking just for different state boards to see what their requirements are in order to get the PE license. And I got my education verification done through NCES. I sent all my transcripts to NCES office, and they did some evaluation, and I was short by 5 credits as well. So the reason why I was short by 5 credits is we don't have enough credits during our bachelor's for ethics, which I need to enroll in some of the US college and get that 5 credits. That's when I can apply for my PE license.
And also there is one interesting thing. But I got a feedback like this is only happen with IIT and NIT guys. But
NITs,
if you are, I heard that. So hope
Yeah.
Maybe for you guys are
They'll fix it.
graduated from the top colleges, maybe they want they want more in order to see other people. That's good. Okay, but anyway, you can do these things, and you can get
Yeah.
other 5 credits anyway.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting that.
No problem. Before
Hello.
we take some more questions, let's wait for a couple more minutes before I complete these 2 slides, and then we'll get back to questions. So I just wanted to share quickly here the few slides that we normally use during our course explanation or going through the live course or crash course, just to give you guys an idea how we normally formulate our PPTs and how standardized they are, and what we normally teach, what we normally say during our webinars here. So this is one of the crash course prepared by one of our instructors. So basically this is for crash course. So what we are thinking is just trying to focus each and every formula that is given in the handbook, try to put that, and then try to explain a little bit background about that particular formula, like when to use and where to use if a question of this type is given. So that way you guys will be knowing when to use what and where it is located in the handbook. So he has mentioned the page number in the handbook as well. So that way you know when you're looking at the formula, okay, this is in 94. So you go to 94, look for the keyword, and then we have questions for each and every formula as well. So in this case, it's just the vector addition. So we have a question based on that, and we'll go ahead and solve this question. So that way you'll be understanding it better, like the formula that is given in the handbook, and you'll be able to apply that in the exam as well. So similarly, yeah, we have another formula and then handbook page number, and then we try to solve a question based on that particular formula. So that way you'll be exposed to each and every formula that is given in the handbook related to civil engineering topic, and then you will see like questions that you can solve. Like in this case, we have 3 different examples that the tutor tried to solve. So that way, we'll provide you like a really good foundation support with all the formulas that are included in the handbook, and you'll do definitely a good job while you're doing your actual exam. And then we have another like PPT that basically, yeah, it's same thing again. It's another format, but still the same formulas. And then you have a question to solve. And then, so basically I have 2 different questions to solve on this particular formula because that is important for FE as well as PE. So that's why we try to stay more focused on different topics. So that's how, so basically we have a question here. We only have a formula in the handbook, but we also go a little bit in detail about the experiment, how we got these equations and when to use this and what types of different tricks or questions will be asked by NCES about this particular question. So we try to solve a question on this. So we have different formulas again, and then we solve a question on this. So that's how we are planning our crash course to be effective. So that way every student would be able to know, okay, where is this formula located? Where is this? If I see this type of question in the exam, where do I need to go back to the handbook in order to get that particular formula in order to get my answer? So that way by end of this crash course, everybody will be like confident enough and sure will be like providing the content that we are planning to, and you guys will do a better job after the course. So that's what I was just trying to show you guys, like few slides, how we are planning. So it will be a really good sessions, like both the crash course and then the live course. For the batch 7, we have already successfully completed batch 6, and we have learned from our mistakes, like reviews from the students that have given the exam to include few other questions as well. So we take all of those into our note, and then we sit down and make few other questions, and then try to formulate some solid questions so that students will be able to answer the questions on the actual exam. So with that, we'll take a few more questions if anybody has any other questions regarding
So
any of the
I have
FE
a
exam. Or,
question.
yeah.
So how many questions we will solve in the crash course every day?
Every day?
Yeah.
At least like 5 to 10 questions, I guess. Again, it depends upon the formula. If that is straightforward, like plug and chip type, you might be able to solve 15, 20 questions a day. But if let's say if there is a formula, something like this regarding the aquifers and water resources, you have these big question, which it just takes like 10 minutes to understand the question first, and then go back in detail, then look into the formulas, and then solve the question. So that at that time, you might not be able to do 10 questions. You might be just able to do 2 or 3 questions, or maybe 4. So it depends upon what topic we are discussing. Like in this case, on these slides, we have some theory based slides as well. So we are not solving any question there. So by end of the session, we try 99.99% to solve each and every formula, like each and every question related to the formula that is in the handbook. So that's what our plan is. So
Hello, Vineeth.
yep.
The crash course is starting from January 26th, right?
No, February 1st. Sorry, I saw your message
Feb-
and then I forgot in between.
February 1st, but
Yeah,
like
February
the
1st.
advertisement or the post that I got says it is starting from January 26th.
I think it's February 1st. Can anybody from Bhavanam's management would be able to confirm this?
Yeah, in the
I think I
advertisement
was,
is showing 26th January.
yeah, yeah, but then
Which
I
is
think we are
Monday.
planning to do it from February 1st.
Okay. Yeah, just confirm one of the member from Bhavanams. That would help. Yeah.
Yes, like
Yeah.
initially we are planning to this start this course this month, tomorrow 26th onwards. But like later on, like we sixth batch like still going on like 4 subjects. We will exact match the both live full course live section and this crash course live section. That's why we will plan to the moving February 1st.
Yeah, so we have
Okay.
already batch 6 ongoing right now, so that may conflict with the tutors. So we are planning to have it from February 2nd. So that way we don't have any conflict. And we are changing the time of this crash
Yeah.
course like from 8:30 to 9:30. So that way any instructor or any tutor wouldn't be like having a conflict between any live session that's going on with this crash course. So he should be able to cover both the sessions if he need to. But
Yeah.
yeah, we
Okay.
try to
Uh,
alternate
Thank you.
it, but yeah,
Yeah, total 2 instructors covered this entire FE crash course.
crash
The
course.
class timings 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. So mostly you can expect like 28 classes. So each subject 2 days we will cover. So every Monday to Saturday the classes will going on. Like February 1st to start. You can expect like March first week it will complete all the live sections. If even if you miss any live classes, you will get the record access also up to 6 months. Yeah.
Yeah, so you could always go back to the recorded lectures and then refer back and then try to solve the questions based on that. So it will be really helpful. Does anybody have any questions before we
Hi,
wind this up?
yeah, yes, sir. Yes,
Vineeth,
bro.
excuse me, like, hi Vineeth. I'm from architecture background, so I'm planning to write my fee after few months because I need some time. I have purchased the recording classes and have started listening to the classes and practicing the problems. So am I eligible to write? Are there like what are the requirements? I'm from architecture background, right? So will I get approval quick or is there an issue? I just want to have a
Like for the FE exam or getting
yes,
a
FE
EIT?
exam.
Yeah, you can give FE exam. Yeah,
And
there's no problem.
also, which is the best time to take this? Because I have purchased the recorded classes due to my time schedule. I couldn't take live course. So, am I going through the right path or what are
Yeah.
the suggestions?
So it just depends upon how you
What you
feel
can
by
say?
yourself. So you could always go with the recorded lectures if you don't want to listen at the specified time every day. And even if you enroll for the live sessions, you will be given the recorded sessions anyway, and you'll be having like 6 month access, like Venki said so far. So you'll be able to get recorded lectures as well. So if you're comfortable like doing the recorded lectures, then you could always go ahead and work with that. But if you enrolled for the live session, then you have the flexibility to answer the question at the time when we are teaching, so that you can just stop us and you can ask your question and we'll be able to uh, try our best to answer your question. So that's the benefit with live courses. But if you're comfortable with recorded, then if you're already taken it, then just go ahead, and there's no problem with going with that and then preparing with that exam or with the recorded lectures.
Yeah. So can I add a few
Thank you.
words,
Yeah.
if you don't mind? Sorry, guys, if I'm interrupting it.
Yeah,
So
no,
the
no.
thing is, for your case, you are from architectural background. So I knew that you haven't studied all these kind of structure analysis and some steel structures. These all kind of things were very new to you. Okay. In your case, what all you have to do is you have to pass this FE exam. Okay. To pass this FE exam, there is a two criterias. Okay, one is the passing this FE exam easy for two people. Okay, one person who completed their bachelor's in civil engineering. Why? Because he already studied all these subjects in their bachelor's. That guy can easily handle the things. But the second guy who can have a complete feel of this particular handbook. Why? Because this particular handbook, if you go and ask the people who qualified this FE exam, hey, how this handbook really helped you? So they would definitely tell you, almost I got a 60 marks from this particular handbook. So this is really helpful. They might tell you the same thing. Just imagine if you really got 80 marks or 70 marks, then definitely you will get a pass in FE exam, you will get a pass. Mostly, most of the people know this. If you pass the exam, you will get a pass. And that's it. Okay. If you fail the exam, it can give you the statistics. Okay. Which subject you are weak and which subject you are strong. This kind of statistics it will give you. Passing this FE exam, mostly you may need 75 marks at least. Okay. And I believe in that. Okay. So if for even no one knows that. Why? Because there is no statistics for the people who passed. So they only get a passed. So just in the status of passed. So in that case, what all you have to do, you have to get this handbook perfectly. 100% of content on this handbook definitely help you how to use this handbook, how to secure a 60 marks at least. Even you already enrolled the recorded sessions of some live course. Okay. So I'm definitely tell you, by spending a 3 months of time, you may not get the confidence. Why? Because we touch the handbook, but we haven't touched each formula in that particular courses. Okay. But this particular course, it is a 1 month course, but we are touching each and every formula. Then it means that you are preparing for the 60 marks in this particular session. In this particular 1 month, you are preparing for the 60 marks. Okay. If you feel if any subject is hard for you, then you can go back to the recorded sessions what you have. There might be a knowledge sessions instead of they shared more knowledge on that particular concept. You can go and watch those sessions also for your completeness. Okay. I would strongly recommend you. So as I am repeating it, if you want to pass a FE exam, so the two people easily pass the FE exam. People who graduated from civil engineering, they could, with the 2 months of preparation, they can get it. But there's other people who can use this FE exam, FE handbook. They could secure a 60 marks, and they can, if they know how to use this particular formulas, they can easily attempt the exam with a very well confidence. In that case, this particular session, this particular crash course is completely regarding 60 marks of how you can secure a 60 marks by solving each and every problem. Then you will get a six. If you have two constraints, one is the time and one is the money. Okay, if you feel that this course I have to buy it again, I have to spend some dollars on this particular course, you will definitely lose the opportunity. Okay, so
Actually,
these 60
it's
marks.
not about. Yes, actually, it's not about money, but I'm thinking like if I listen all the recorded classes, I'll get more knowledge on the concepts well, so that before exam, like before 1 month of taking before the exam, if I get this crash course, I think it would be helpful. So what you what would you suggest? I need to get all the concepts in my mind because I'm from design background, so I don't have I this course. So I just thought after listening all the recordings, I can go with Handbook so that it will be easy because I think this crash course will just go through all the formulas in the handbook virtual wise, like they will be not explaining deep into the concepts, right? Because I don't know about this crash course how it goes because like Vineeth told, we will be going problems handbook formulas, but will explain the concept before or just jump into the formulas and problems. How it goes, Vineeth?
Okay.
I just
Yes. Yeah. So even I could tell you that. So yeah, Vineeth and we discussed before this session, and then so I do have that understanding. So that's also right question. But see, if we are give you the small formula and getting the example done, so it doesn't mean anything. Okay. But even if someone is explaining the formula, they know how this formula is derived. So there may be a small introduction they will definitely give for the formula. Okay, that is even if you go back and if you can see, if Vineeth go for the first session, there he mentioned clearly the some of the chats they mentioned and everything. But I would definitely tell you this is not like the course which you enrolled in. That particular course you had a complete details. Okay, that's a wonderful session. But you can think about it. So in USA we all are short of time. Okay, we don't have a much time to spend on 3 months on particularly every day 6 hours. I'm sure we don't have that much of time being a student or being a working professional. So sometimes you need a summary of the thing. Okay, so summary, if you got the summary, then you will understand what to focus on. Okay, if there is a YouTube video, if you go and watch, you can ask AI to summarize this video. If you found something is interest, and then you could go and look deep into that, having some other resources. So I would suggest you, so we may cover some of the things, so some basics about that formula, and the formula, how that formula came, and what kind of example we can solve. These 3 things we will cover. But I'm sure, but the thing is, it won't give you the completeness, but 60% of the 60 marks, you will understand at least. Why? Because you already graduated as architectural. It doesn't mean that you won't understand if we explain something. You will definitely understand. And also this live session, so maybe after 1 month or 2 months, we may not start this same kind of course again. If you get any sessions, any doubts on this while we are explaining the live sessions, if you have any kind of doubts, we may have a separate doubt sessions for you to ask the questions and get resolved. So in that case, I would suggest you, yeah, it's all about yourself, and you can decide whether to take this live crash course or not. But it's complete. We are here to give you the information. We are trying to show
Thank you
you
so
and
much.
tell you the information. Yeah. So ultimately, choice is yours.
Yeah.
But if
Thanks
you
a
need
lot.
more personal guidance, yeah, we will personalize your options also if we connected in later. So our team will
Yes, for
personalize your
sure.
all options. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
Yeah,
also
I
to
would like
add,
to add on.
Yeah.
This is Chandravardhan. I'm the other tutor, and thanks to Vineeth and Srinivas, it was a great presentation. So, as one of the madams has asked, it's whether it will be detailed like the recorded sessions or it will be just cut short to the formulae and the question. We know that in YouTube, there's a YouTube. Before there were no shorts. Now, when I search something, if I want to know the command for control copy, then there will be 2 options: whether you want to see the video or you want to see the shorts. So when you go to the shorts, you'll get the thing done. Even with, the same thing will be shown in the video also, but it will be for 10 minutes. But in shorts, it will be for 30 minutes. That is the same difference here. So in the recorded session, it will be elaborated, but the same content which is taught there, you will get the fruit of it in the crash course also, right? The only thing is we'll skip out all the things which are not needed to score the marks. So now here it's like Arjuna aiming for only the pigeon's eye. We are aiming only for eye here, whereas in the live sessions or recorded sessions, we cover up all the related practical information about the beam, so on, so on, so. So that's why it takes time there. So that's what I want to say. Thank you.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
thanks, Anu.
Sorry guys, I got one question for you.
Hi, Vineeth. I have a question. Like, we have different test windows, right? What if we register for a test window and did not give our exam? Like, it shows us no show exam. Like, do we have any other chance to give the exam in the same testing window?
If you register for the exam and if you don't cancel it or reschedule it before
Yeah,
48
yeah,
hours
yeah,
prior to the
exactly.
scheduled date, then you'll
Yeah.
be done with your $225. You need to repay. You always need to reschedule or either like cancel with a charge of $50, like 48 hours prior to the actual exam. So you need to do that. So if you do that, you'll be like 225 minus 50, whatever that amount you'll be getting that. Otherwise, those
Okay, then we are eligible to take the exam in the same testing window. Like,
yeah. If you
we are
reschedule it,
okay.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Hi, Vineeth.
Yeah.
Just a quick question for you.
Yeah.
While you're going through the slides, you mentioned that you need to take a test in Pearson VUE. I was searching
Yeah.
here in Australia, and then I can take this FE exam in South Australia.
Okay.
Prior to doing that, you mentioned that there is a board called NCEES, I believe.
Yeah.
That they have to give the approval prior to sitting into the exam. My question is, do we need, because I'm outside of the US, do we need any social security number?
No. Also, one thing, do you have like a location that offers NCS exam in Australia? I don't think so.
Yes.
Oh,
There's one center here in
that
Adelaide
offers FE exam?
that's offer FE exam.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got a list of other locations or other than US that offers, but I didn't see Australia in that. So I was just curious. But
Okay.
if that offers, yeah, well and good, you don't need social security number to register for the exam.
Okay. So once you pass this FE exam,
Yeah.
how you get a EIT license like without
You
being
just
in
need
the
to
US?
you just need to verify your education depending upon the state. Like I said, for Maryland, they don't even need your bachelor's transcripts and all this stuff. They just do it by just verifying your result on NCES. So I think Maryland would be a good option for you to get an EIT license without even verifying your education or experience from Australia or from India. So that's what I did on my case. They just verify your result on NCES website and then they just give you the EIT certificate. That was when I did it. I don't know if rules might have changed and they might have different rules and regulations, but that was when I acquired my license through EIT. Oh, through Maryland.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So how to check it? Just go to the NCES website and then check for the boards.
No, you need to go through. Yeah, you can do
Each-
that, or also go to the
each-
different states and then just do Maryland Board of PE or professional engineers or EIT license from Maryland or EIT license from Texas or EIT license from Arizona. You can just type it in Google and then it would probably take you to the actual website and go through the rules and regulations.
Yeah. Thanks, Vineeth. Thanks for the
Yeah,
information.
no problem.
Hi, Vineeth.
Hi.
I have some question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm the student from the BURSIS Savanam right now, and I complete my bachelor degree in Myanmar, as you know, Burma, not from India, and I evaluate my bachelor degree through NCES, and I am short of 7 credit hour.
Okay.
So my question is, to become a PE, to apply for the PE exam, do I need to pass the master degree in United States or not?
No, it depends upon the states again. But for PE, so you have your FE exam already, or have your EIT first before talking
Not
about
yet.
PE? Okay, so you can obviously give your FE exam and get the EIT certificate. But for PE, I think you can give the exam if you clear your FE, but you need to have the education verification and all those stuff done before getting the actual license. And those requirements differ by state to state. So
Yes, and I already submit my one to the Oklahoma State Board. They said, I'm sure in general education, they not consider that one is a major, so they allowed me to sit in the PE and FE exam, like through this board.
sorry, I didn't get the question.
You know.
So you said you applied the PE exam through Oklahoma?
So I have a 7 credit hour shot. So to become a professional engineer, I need to finish all the credit hour before go to the exam or after.
Yeah, but before thinking about PE, you don't have your FE, right? So
not yet.
Yeah, you need to give your FE first and then think about the PE later. But yeah, in order to give the PE or get the PE license, you need to have the education verification. And like I said, I'm like 5 credits short in ethics. So I need to enroll in a college in the United States and pay the fee and then get that credits done. And that's when I can apply for the actual license. That's when the board approves my licensure or the requirements, whatever. I put all the paperwork and then I'll be awarded with the PE license. So yeah, you need to meet that requirements for the license. So that's down the line. You have FE, you have EIT, you have PE exam first, and then that's when the license comes into picture. So
thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so I highly encourage you guys to enroll for one of these courses, so that makes your life easier and your preparation better, and prepare for your FE exam with lots of confidence. And so if nobody has any questions, we'll call it a day. And I really thank you all for participating in this live webinar about the FE exam. And you all have a good night and stay warm. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vineeth. Yep, no problem.
Thank you, Vineeth. Have a good day, man.
Can
Thank
you
you, Vineeth.
please add?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, can I say in the section? Hello.
In this session, Vineeth.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you, Vinitana, for giving wonderful webinar for the students.
No problem, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Bye. Have a good night.